Hey guys, BPW here, Best Pure Wrestling. For people on my YouTube channel, if you are not a follower of mine over on TikTok, I had to break the news to everybody that in 2 weeks I am going to be scheduled in for surgery. So BPW will not be posting a lot of videos until after we get everything cleared from there. So before I go and not be able to upload any videos for a short amount of time, I wanted to give y'all one big action figure surgery with some of the new figures I picked up today. Starting off here with Jerry the King Lawler. We're just going to remove his arms, take the elbow pads off, and get rid of this red wrist tape. For Braun Breaker here, we're just going to work on getting the legs unloose. We're going to try to work on getting those legs loosened up. They're a little bit stiff, so that's another thing we're going to be trying to work on. As far as Shelton Benjamin and Seth Rollins go, we're swapping the black boots over to Shelton and putting the white boots back on to Seth. Excuse me, I'm sorry about that. For the Monday Night Wars cane, same thing with Braun Breaker, just trying to loosen up those ball joints a little bit. Only thing we're doing with that. For Daddy Ass Billy Gunn, we gotta remove some stains off him, so that's gonna be a quick and easy job. And then for Ultimate Edition Stone Cold Steve Austin, excuse me, we gotta loosen up the ball joints in here as well. I did add a second knee brace to him, but the ball joints, as you can see there, are just a little bit stiff, so we're going to get that fixed on today's surgery as well. We'll start out with the easiest thing, which will be Daddy Ass here, Billy Gunn. So you're just going to want to remove this shirt. As you can see here, we got stains on the shoulders, on the arms, this shoulder and arm as well. Very simple process to remove that. Don't take much at all. You just need a little bit of nail polish remover, and if I can get them out of the box here, you're going to need some nail polish remover and also some Q-tips. So you kind of just want to pour some into the little cap here. Set that off to the side where you don't spill it. Change up the camera angle. We're just going to get to work on this. I'm going to try to take my time in doing this video. That way you can see every step of the process and everything. You just kind of want to get in there where all the stains are and remove them the best you can. They're trying to come off, but not much. And be very careful with the nail polish, just in case they have tattoos or anything. You do not want to remove those. Alright, that's not going to work. Alright, so the stains are actually going to stay on Billy Gunn. The nail polish trick ain't removing those. So we're going to leave him like he is. I don't really want the nail polish eating away at the tattoos or anything. Trying to scrub those as hard as you can or anything. So Billy Gunn will be all right. We'll probably do some surgery on him again in the near future. I mean, which I'm not going to use him to like actually wrestle in my roster, so he'll just be coming out with Max Caster and Anthony Bowens, however you want to pronounce his last name. So he'll just be a manager, so that's no problem. So we'll set him off over to the side. Pour this back into the container without spilling it everywhere. This does come in very handy for removing tattoos and stuff. I haven't really found out an easier process of doing it, so I can't really tell you how it actually works and stuff, so I'll actually have to look into that a little bit more. Our next easiest thing that I'm going to try to do, I'll probably, instead of me taking the wrist tape off this, I'll probably see if I got some other arms in the farther part to see about swapping those over instead of taking them and using the nail polish method, so I don't really ruin this figure. I love this figure a lot. I'm glad to have it in my collection as well. So I'm going to pause the video here, check to see if I got extra arms to pop on to the Jerry Lawler. I'll be right back. Okay guys, it looks like I will be changing that on Jerry, so we're just going to take the elbow pads off of him. He's going to be used for a commentator, so he won't be needing these for wrestling. If I do happen to get another figure with about the same skin tone as Jerry, I will do an arm swap. But until then, he will have red wrist tape. So that's another figure we're gonna have to wait on doing for action figure surgery. So I'm sorry about that, guys. I really am. I was hoping everything would go good in action figure surgery, but apparently, I guess I'm just not having a good day or something. We'll go ahead and take off all the accessories for the figures that I do need to work on. Get them ready and stuff, so we'll just set all this stuff to the side. I really love these Ultimates on how you could just pop the arms out and everything. I would say I would heat them up all at one time, but I really do not want to do that. We're probably just going to do Seth Rollins and Shelton Benjamin here. So headphone users, please be aware. It should be heated up enough to take care of this. pop out the joint, so it's a good thing. It's gonna be a little bit stubborn today. There we go. Just be careful on doing customizations to your figures. Okay, those boots ain't gonna work. So we're going to find different boots for Shelton. I'm gonna pop these on Seth here. Stuff just does not want to work for us today. Probably had to heat that back up. And we got the right leg done on Seth. Just trying to get that little peg to go in there. We'll heat it back up. So these boots are not going to work. We're going to throw the original boots back on Shelton Benjamin. So again, I'm going to pause the video here just a second, grab those boots out of the fodder parts, and I'll be back. As I'm back, as you can see, I got the original Shelton Benjamin boots. Headphone users, please be careful once again. Second, guys, stuff just does not want to work. I'm so sorry about that, guys. Testing patience. Try this one more time. Hopefully that does the trick this time. If it don't, we'll just try to reheat it up again, I guess. Try Shelton, see if we can get his on there. Alright, there's Shelton back to his original version. So Shelton's good to go. I don't know what's going on with this Seth. It has been one of those days for me, I reckon. We're just gonna heat this up one more time, see if it'll work. Let's try it one more time. If it don't work, then okay. A little bit too hot. Usually it just goes on just fine. Just having a little bit of problem today. It just does not want to work out.
Is it broke?
If this don't work, guys, I'm just going to swap the torso over to something else. I mean, I took these boots and put them off on here quite a few times, and I ain't never had this much trouble getting this boot on to this figure. It seems like everything I try in this action figure surgery video, it just does not want to work whatsoever. So we'll heat the boot up once again, and if it don't work, I want to swap the torso over to something else. I'm sorry for sounding ill or kind of hateful in this video. It's just a little bit aggravating. I don't mean to be that way. I just got a lot of stress going on and stuff. Trying to figure out this surgery crap going on with my actual health and stuff. So we'll heat it up one more time. If it don't work, we'll just swap the torso to something else. Good enough to it's just let me try heating it up like this, see if it'll work, guys. To be honest with you, I'm thinking about just throwing the black boots back on here. This white boot just does not want to work. And it's the right boots that actually go on here for Seth. The peg ain't broke or nothing, it's just having a hard time getting the boot on and stuff. Let me try to work on this a little bit on off camera, and I'll come back on here. Alright guys, that took forever off camera. Sorry about that, but the boot is back on. I actually sat there and had to heat it up for a while, and then take a pin and shove down in the little indent that the peg goes in, hold it there, then pop it on while it was extremely hot. I mean, stuff happens. Stuff just don't want to go my way today. That's perfectly fine. I guess when you get bad news, stuff just don't want to work out for you, I reckon. So we're going to get the stuff back on Seth. I really like the black boots on there, but it just don't want to pose right and stuff. So, however, I am going to leave the black wrist tape on there for him. I think that is better arms for Seth. Which, to be honest, they should have gave us black boots anyway, and black wrist tape instead of you actually having to change it yourself. But I know there is some figures out there that does need some newer parts and stuff like that onto the figure, but there's one actual figure we got done today, and there is another one we got done today as well. I'm hoping these three over here on my left actually go the way I planned on, instead of like the other two today. If not, it's all right. I'll just add on to the crowd or something. But we're gonna try to heat up at least two at a time here. And swinging them out like that, it actually works on the figures. It's just bringing them forward that really kind of messes up. We're gonna turn Kane's legs around here. That way we can heat it up just like this. So for this one, we're gonna take a little bit of time here and actually focus the heat where we need it. So headphone users, I'm sorry, and again. Alright, that should be good enough, guys. It worked good on Kane, so we'll let Kane cool off back there. We're gonna let these legs cool off, kind of. I don't know how you put it, but we're gonna kind of let the ball joints cool off a little bit. This Stone Cold, these ball joints right here, I don't know really what's going on with them. So we'll have to figure that out. I'm hoping to use him on the roster as a commissioner for my pick fed, but if I can't get his legs straightened out, then we'll just put him in the crowd. Braun Breaker, I'm really hoping I can get those fixed as well. I really want to add him to the roster and kind of get a storyline going with that. So we're just going to kind of let them cool down here for a minute. That way they have time to cool off, kind of get the ball joints back to their actual size, and then we'll heat up the legs once again, put them on there and move them around quite a bit, and see if that helps with the stiffness in the legs. So I'm going to pause the video here, let them cool off, then I'll get back to it. Guys, I want to do these in order on how I took them off. just because Kane has had a lot more time to cool down than all the others. We're gonna heat up the legs on Kane first, get him moving around and stuff. So hopefully this goes the way I plan on it. If not, I'm gonna have to resort into going back to my SummerSlam cane, and I really don't like using that one, so hopefully this works. Okay, it's burning my hand a little bit, so I'm gonna try this one more time. Should be good for Kane here. We're just going to pop these right back on, then get them moving around, see how they feel in the joint. Much better than what they have been, which I can't say that for when it cools down. I really don't know how it's going to do when it cools down, but they got a lot of the stiffness out of the hip joints right here. Like I said, I really love to use this figure in my pick fed, so we're going to let him cool down over here, see how he's going to do. And I love how they put the ultimate boots on this Kane figure. I kind of figured they'll give us elite boots, but the ultimate for this one is very good. Even though the figure ain't an ultimate, but I like how they added that little boot thing down there, so. I'm gonna let him cool off back there in the back, and we're gonna get working on Stone Cold since he was the next one I took off. Sorry for all the background noise. And sorry for getting a little bit frustrated in this video as well. I'm just stressing out about so much stuff. It ain't even funny, so. Hopefully within the next few days I'll be all right. I want to get to work on this Stone Cold here. Hopefully don't burn herself again. So here we go. That should be good for Stone Cold here. Hopefully I don't break these pegs off. All right, there's one. And there's the other one. I mean, it feels very good in the hands right now. But as I said, with Kane, you can't be too sure till they cool down. Which with them being hot, it is going to be very loose, so keep in mind when it cools down, it could go back to the same way it was. We're just going to work these joints around a little bit, try to work some stiffness out. But if he does get all the stiffness out, since I've done that, we will add him to, sorry guys, lost my train of thought there for a minute. But if he does get all the stiffness out, we will add him to the pig fed roster as our commissioner. Now down in the comments, is the shirt supposed to go like this, where it says bad to the bone? Well, bad to the bones. Or is this supposed to go on the front? I really don't know. I'm gonna put it on like this. Hopefully it goes on like this. I had it on the other way earlier, so hopefully I'm putting it on right this time. Let me know down in the comments, because I kind of destroyed the box that it came in, and I really didn't pay close enough attention to how it's supposed to go. I wouldn't recommend putting the shorts on him if you added another knee brace to him, so we'll probably add the shorts back on to Stone Cold sometime or another. I just haven't really decided yet. So there is a Stone Cold Ultimate Edition with both knee braces. Hopefully those joints actually loosen up for me and we'll be able to use him. He would make a great commissioner. So we'll set him off in the back with Kane. I'm trying to get I got you a better angle. That way you can see I'm standing up back there in the back. Up next, we do have the badass Braun Breaker. I'm really hoping this figure does good, along with Kane and Stone Cold back there. Headphone users, please watch out. Okay, let's try this again, shall we? Should be good for Braun here. I'm really hoping all these work out in my favor this time. Knowing my luck, probably not, but just trying to get a little bit more stiffness out before he does cool down. One thing I do notice about this figure though, they could have done a little bit better on the head scan here, if my camera would focus. Oh, come on, stop being stupid. But I don't know how well you could see it, but if you have this figure, let me know if yours was stiff in the hip joints here. And let me know how well you like the head scan, because this head scan just ain't really working for me that great. So hopefully we'll get another Braun Breaker in the near future. So I'm gonna let these cool down here. And then I'll get back to you, which Kane should be cooled down. Okay. Kane is cooled down enough. Well, actually he's cold. But as you can see there, all that stiffness has gone. When I posed him like this, his legs would just go right back down just like that. So I'm glad we got that Kane fixed. I actually had to do that on my SummerSlam edition Kane. So we won't have to use the SummerSlam. We can actually use the Monday Night Wars Kane, Very good figure. Stone Cold's still a little bit warm, so we'll give him time there. And of course, Braun is warm. I was really hoping that we can get the stains out of Billy Gunn, but like I said, he'll be a manager, so I ain't gonna worry about that. And we will eventually find some arms for Jerry Lawler, so that will be a video of its own. And of course, we got Shelton and Seth fixed back to the original way. Actually, I might have a figure in the crowd I can probably use if they don't have wrist tape, and Tony does have wrist tape. Okay. I think that's about the only one I can really use for skin tone to match Jerry Lawler. So I'm probably gonna have to pick up a figure or try to get some. I might have a figure either in my actual roster or sit there and try to pull the wrist tape off of another figure, or just try to remove this on Jerry. I'll let everybody know about that. But again, guys, I'm very sorry to inform y'all that BPW is having to take some time off. This will be the last video for a little bit. Again, I'm very sorry about that. It's more of my health and well-being being more important than making videos. I really don't want to take time off, but stuff comes up and you just got to do what you got to do. With the way it's looking right now, I'll only be out of action for about 4 weeks after the surgery and the healing process, so I'm hoping it's that. If not, the other option is about 2.5 months to 3 months of recovery. I'm hoping it don't go that route, but if it, I had to have basically back surgery. It's right there on my lower back, so hopefully the cyst that is growing from the inside out, it has not attached to none of my nerves or my spine or the tip of my tailbone. So hopefully when I go see the surgeon again in another 2 weeks, we figure out what's going on there. And after I get healed, all the videos will be coming out, especially on my YouTube channel. Look forward to Money in the Bank being done on YouTube. So then we do have the crown that came with Jerry Lawler, so we'll probably use that for like a King of the Ring pay-per-view. There's also 2 more pay-per-views I would like to try to work on and get those matches built up. One pay-per-view is called Hardcore Justice. Then another one is called Lethal Lockdown, where every match, no matter what stipulation, is inside of a steel cage. So I'm looking forward to filming all those and everything. And then we're going to try to build up our crowd here too. I got some updated signs and stuff. Kane is cooled way down now, so still very good posability on him. No more stiffness in the legs, so that is very good. We're going to check on Stone Cold here. He's cooled down as well. Stiffness is out of those, which is good as well. He will be our commissioner if he stays like that. Hopefully he don't stiffen back up overnight. And then of course, Braun Breaker. He's still got a little bit of stiffness over here in this left leg, which it ain't bad. So Braun Breaker will be added to the roster, which I did add him, but I took him out, put him in the surgery bin to see if we couldn't fix him. And we did, so that has 3 figures that goes to the roster. Probably before I go to surgery, I'm gonna do an updated roster video. Then I already posted a room tour. So next year, we'll do another room tour and continue that every year. I know somebody on my TikTok page asked me to show off my belt collection for my figures. I don't have many belts as I used to because I done giveaways on them, so bear with me on that. I will get that out as quick as I can. And hopefully y'all enjoy all these videos and stuff. I think we're on episode 5 or 6 for action figure surgery. I hope y'all enjoy this, and please be careful doing this to your figures. I don't want you to break your figures and not be able to use them. And I want to thank all my subscribers and all my followers on TikTok, Instagram, and everything for all the support you've been giving me since I started BPW, which has started out as BPCW. Then I just knocked it down to BPW. And I want to give a big shout out to my friend TFW over on TikTok. Traumatizing Figure Wrestling, I believe that's the name of it. I want to give a big shout out to him for helping me come up with a name for BPW, which is Best Pure Wrestling. And I want to thank all y'all again from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate all the support. And if you keep supporting me, I will continue after I heal and everything from the surgery that's coming up. And we'll continue to put out those videos, and we'll try to actually do a special on YouTube just for fans, like what type of videos y'all would like to see. And BPW, thanks y'all very much. I hope y'all enjoy Best Pure Wrestling.